with that said, Rob, let's get into the news of the day, which is, of course, that the Big Ten and the Big 12 have announced the postponement of all of their fall sports, most notably, of course, college football. Your reaction?
First, I want to give some credit to Dan Patrick and people who were pushing back on him on his show when he announced that the Big Ten was going to pull the plug. Dan Patrick broke that story. He put it out there. So I just want to give kudos to one of our colleagues, Dan Patrick, for getting that. But it should come as no surprise. Chris, there are too many question marks, and I get it, man. We all want sports. We're happy we got baseball and the NBA, NHL playoffs, football is in camp. I got all that. Those are professional sports. Those are grown men making a living. It's not this. I know you think that college football is the same as the NFL. It's not. It just isn't the same.
Until they start getting paid more than their little scholarship, it's not. Now, I know, look, and you know, Rob, to these coaches it is, to these states, especially, you have obviously a lot of states that don't have professional sports. Right. Alabama, Mississippi, all these states like that. Louisiana, they of course have the New Orleans Pelicans and the Saints. But, a lot of these states, college football is king. But this just goes to show you, this is why athletes should get paid. Because now I think the virus and the pandemic, Rob, is exposing a lot of stuff. It is exposing a whole lot of things, one of which is that college football is pro football. And the only difference is they're not getting paid. But you look at the pains to which some of these coaches and administrators and even fans are pushing to have these guys play college football. It goes to show you it's pro. And that's why the players, it's high time, it's way past high time that they should be getting paid.
No doubt about it. And in this case, I get all the pushback and everybody who's all upset and the coaches who are now defiant and we're going to play outside our conference. We'll go find somewhere else to play. The whole notion of this just doesn't make sense, Chris. I'm an adjunct at USC. We start school on Monday, online, virtual. Right. Yep. You can't ask these kids. People are so selfish.
Right.
And I brought this up yesterday. I brought this up yesterday with Jonas. I said if all the coaches who make all these millions of dollars want to put their money in a trust fund, and these schools don't ask kids to sign waivers and say that they'll take care of their illnesses and their family's illnesses if any of them come down with anything, Chris. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
If you're willing to guarantee all that, let's play college football. But you're not. The coaches aren't willing to put up their money. That's why I think part of it is, Chris, and I don't know what the contract languages are, and we'll talk about the coaches later, but I do believe that's where the push is. There's no college season, no money. Maybe they don't get paid. Right. That has to be what the motivation is. What else could it be? Everybody else has been inconvenienced. Hello, is this on? I haven't seen Chris Broussard in person in 5 months.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Hello.
Right.
I don't remember the last time I was on the Fox Lot studio to see Skip Shannon and Jenny Taft. I don't remember. I don't even know if I know how to get there. Why do they think they're different from all of us, Chris? I don't get it.
You and I have taken pay cuts.
Yes, we have.
Skip and Shannon and Jen have taken pay cuts. Everybody, heck, and 30 to 40 million people are out of work. So stop it. This is ridiculous. And here's the clincher for me, Rob. When the stuff started coming out within the past, 5 days or so, that even when athletes or people in general, but in this case athletes, get coronavirus, and they're asymptomatic, as the overwhelming majority of them have been, right? When Kevin Durant got it, he hardly even knew he had it. Wouldn't know he had it if he didn't get tested. And he seems to be fine. Rudy Gobert, now he lost his sense of smell for a while. I don't even know if he has it back yet. But he, overall is fine, and obviously he's playing basketball again. Over story after story after story of asymptomatic athlete, or even if a guy struggled with it and had some symptoms, they're fine. But when this news came out that they are unsure because they believe there could be long-term effects on the heart for athletes who get coronavirus, even if they're asymptomatic, that's the nail in the coffin. And kudos to some of the conferences that recognize that and that acknowledge that. Here it is. This is from Michael Emery, a co-director of the sports cardiology department at the Cleveland Clinic. My Cleveland Clinic is one of the top hospitals in the country. My wife actually did her fellowship, her medical fellowship at the Cleveland Clinic. It's beyond reproach, okay? He says this: all the published papers agree that there should be a heightened level of concern with this virus and cardiac involvement in athletes. For example, a study out of Germany showed that out of 100 athletes who had recovered from COVID, including asymptomatic patients, 78% had some kind of cardiac abnormality, and 60% showed inflammation consistent with myocarditis. Myocarditis is inflammation of the heart. All of those things make you more susceptible to cardiac arrest and death, especially in people who don't know they have it and they perform rigorous exercise. There it is. Case closed. Case closed. And there have been like 5 or 6 legitimate published papers that have talked about this same topic. Case closed.
This is not
Don't
about
play,
a pro
it's over.
About a pro athlete. These are college kids. You know what, Chris? The NCAA, I don't know if you saw my Deadspin Trash Talking Tuesday today.
Yes.
But the NCAA let all these kids down, Chris. That they're looking for the leadership for guidance. Of course the kids want to play. We get that. Chris, people with bad injuries want to get back in the game, right?
Yep.
They got to take their helmets from the kids and hide it because the kids would grab it and run back in. So the kids wanting to play don't mean anything to me. They always want to play.
Right.
It's for the adults to do the right thing and put them in the best position not to get hurt long term. That's what it is.
Totally
Better to be
agree.
safe than sorry. And I'm sorry. I know it's going to hurt a lot of people who work at the stadiums, networks, college coaches.
Right.
I
This
get
is
all
tough.
that.
I get the economic
I get
implications
it.
too. Yes.
Look at what we're dealing with all over this country and the world. We've all been damaged from this.
Rob, you're absolutely right, and I thought you hit it on the head with your trash talking Tuesday, because the NCAA, if the NCAA cannot offer guidance in a time like this, what are you there for?
Absolutely.
Just to collect the checks? I mean, seriously.
Just to get the network money. That's all it is.
You've got conferences going wrong. How in the world is the Pac-10 and the Big Ten or Big Ten and the MAC have said we're not playing, but yet the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12, what is this? This is and the SEC is actually looking to steal some teams. They looking to go to the Big Ten teams that want to play.
So maybe
and get
Nebraska
them into the SEC.
or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ohio State, Nebraska, Michigan, maybe. This is it's the wild, wild west. And my point is just this, Rob. Why do we have the NCAA? Either
I don't
offer
know.
guidance, leadership, or just disband. Well, you're just collecting money. That's all you're doing. If you're not organized and this is a microcosm of what's going on in the country.
And just think about it. the NCAA had the nerve, the audacity to cancel Division II and III football, Chris, but left Division I.
Right, and nobody thought twice. Why? I wonder why. Dollar signs? Could that be it? Nobody's talking about, oh, I feel so bad for the kids.
Nobody
in
better
Division
than I.
II, the kids in Division III. How about the kids at Mount Union, the seniors at Mount Union in Ohio, which is a powerhouse Division III program, who will never, they're not even going to sniff the NFL. How about them? Has anybody said they feel bad for them? No, because they don't make any money. That's all this is boiling down to, man, and it's just sad because it's supposed to be about the health and safety of these kids. And it's not, and this goes for some fans too, Rob, because we just want to be entertained.
Right.
They weren't put on this earth just for our enjoyment if it's going to risk their health.
Right, I get it. We all want to watch college football on Saturday and drink beer and eat chicken wings. All of us. But not at the expense of these kids who 4 years later, Chris, or whenever it is, when they come looking for help, and they brought it back, and grandma, or granddad, or whatever, where's the help coming from?
Yep.
And if the colleges were so confident, you wouldn't have anybody sign a waiver. That tells you all you need to know.
That's part of it. Quickly, before we get to the break, that's part of it, Rob, is that these conferences understand too that if some of the kids later on do come down with like myocarditis or some heart, inflammation or some heart trouble because of the coronavirus, they're liable.
Right.
They will be liable, and that's why they don't want to do it either. All right. Your turn to weigh in 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Are Rob and are we just tripping? Do you disagree? You want your football. You want your wings.
Under any good circumstances, right.
Yeah, forget the kids. They're lucky to be playing football. They're lucky to be getting a scholarship, free education. If that's how you feel, fine. Call us up and make your case.
So let's kick it off in Wisconsin with Mitch. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mitch?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's up, man?
All good.
Well, my point of view on it is I do agree with it being canceled, but my question is I read the report on the Big Ten and hopes to have it in the spring. But how are they going to have it in the spring? Because the college football season is going to go into the NFL draft. You're going to have almost every senior back out of playing because they're in anticipation of the draft, and they're not going to want to get hurt right before the combine or the draft. And that's my point of view on it.
I totally agree with you. I mean, the kids that know they're going pro aren't playing, and I don't blame them in the spring. I actually think this is just kind of pushing it off because hopefully they're hoping something changes. Maybe there's a vaccine by then or whatever.
If there's a vaccine, that changes everything, Chris.
Totally.
I mean,
I don't think they're certain. I think they're just pushing it off like, look, we'll try in the spring. I think it's more that. Even if they're saying it more definitively, I think the sentiment is, you know what? Yeah, we'll try in the spring. Because here's the other thing, Rob. Even if teams play in the spring, then what about the next season? You're not going to have – that's not long enough for kids to play in the spring and then start again in the fall. I think it's just kind of putting it off.
Kicking it down down the road, and you just don't know. So they're like, we'll do something in the spring. I agree with you. I don't think that they even know what they're going to do. Marcel in Mississippi, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Marcel?
Hey, what's up, Rob? Welcome back, Chris. Sorry to hear about your daughter, man. Glad she's good.
Yes, thank you, brother.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, I don't know if y'all remember, but like 2 weeks ago, I pretty much called this. I said, I don't really believe the college season to start. Second point is, I think it's a big money grab with this thing. Like, they really don't care about the players, don't really want to, have nothing for them long term if something happens after the coronavirus. It's just terrible, like the way the NCAA has handled this. Pac-12, Big Ten, they already canceled. I know how important SEC football is. I went to Mississippi State, Hell State, you know what I'm saying? So it's just terrible how this thing is played out, man.
I just hope that kids understand And we all get it, Chris. They want to play, but understand about people taking advantage of them, especially with no safeguards. Like I said,
Right.
if all these big-time coaches making millions of dollars made a trust fund and a pool, Chris, and donated their salaries this year, and the university said, we got you. If you play during the coronavirus and you come down with an illness or someone in your family, for the rest of your life, you'll come back to this school and we will take care of your medical bills and whatever else we have to do. Chris, that's all they'd have to do. You think they'll do it? Hell no.
No way. Not even thinking about it.
Not even thinking about it. Let's go to Mark in Sacramento. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mark?
What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up, man?
Of course, those schools did the right thing. Hey, guys, don't you guys remember we ripped the NCAA at the beginning of this when they were the last ones to cancel the basketball tournament because of
You remember the game at Madison Square Garden?
They were playing.
You remember that? They were playing. They canceled the game at halftime. At halftime.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So that just shows you what these guys are about. And just real quick on the way I look at it, 75% of these basketball players and these football players, 70 to 75%, they're African American. Where do they go? They'll go back home to their neighborhoods where this stuff is spreading more from us than anybody else. We don't have insurance. These kids go back home. It's not just about the players themselves. It's about who they're in contact with.
Right.
And I told you guys just a month ago, 2 months ago, wait till they get back on campuses and they start partying with the regular people. You wait till that happens. They can't stop that.
I'm glad you brought that up, Mark, because there's this narrative going around that they'd be safer playing football than – look, I get it that they'll be regimented to some degree, but they're going to be on campus. They're going to be kicking it, period. Am I right, Rob?
Did you see spring break? Did you see when they went down to Florida spring break? You remember that? Okay.
At some schools, they've had COVID parties where they try to get it.
See who can get it. Let's squeeze in Michael from Boise real quick. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Michael?
Hey, thanks for letting me speak out. A couple of things. Number one, if that report is true about 75% of athlete exposure to heart problems being correct, they might as well shut down all athletics. What are you going to do? Spring's not going to make a difference by that. According to your logic, they're still going to die. And the other point is,
the difference. Let me answer that. Let me answer that. The difference is professionals are getting paid. They're getting paid.
These are college kids.
Yes, they're not. That's the difference. That's all we're saying. And the professionals have an opportunity. They have the option of opting out.
They can opt out. Baseball players have done it. NBA players have done it. NFL players have opted out.
That's
the college
difference.
kids don't have that. What opt out?
Then you might as well close the whole thing down. Come on, if you're going to be against it, just be upfront about it. For heaven's sake.
So you're saying if we're saying pros can play, then the college kids should be able to play?
No. What I'm saying is if the college athletes have such a high risk because of the heart thing and with the consequent liability issues, then you would have to cut down sports forever. It's not going to matter when spring comes.
So I assume Robbie's talking about college sports. But maybe they do need to shut all the college. I mean, that's what they've done, all the fall sports for now.
Yes.
And we'll see going forward. But the pros, look, they can decide they don't want to play, as some have, or even if they do play, they're getting paid. That's the difference.
There's a big difference. And you know what, Chris? There are people who are working throughout this pandemic. People at the supermarket, people at the bank. We can't. Some people have to work through it. How about all the people in the supermarket, Chris? You know how many people go through a supermarket every day?
Oh, man.
With the chance of you getting it?
You're right.
And you're handling everything that they touched? Seriously.
Yep. You're absolutely right. All right.